Today we're going to learn about percent composition. Let's think about what those two words mean. It's the percent by mass of each element in a compound. So it's the percent of each element that composes the entire compound. So how are we going to find this? We're going to use the formula. Percent mass of element is equal to the mass of the element over the mass of the compound times 100, because we're doing a percent. So how are we going to figure out the mass of the element and the mass of the compound? When we look at our periodic table, we know that we have an atomic mass. That is the mass of the element. So it's really simple. We already know where the atomic mass is on the periodic table. So for example, we have carbon. The atomic mass of it is 12.01. That is the mass of carbon. So now we have to do the percent mass. So there's a few steps for you to follow in order to do this easily. Your first step is to figure out the mass of each element in a compound. So for example, the mass of carbon is 12.01 grams. Your second step is to multiply the mass by how many atoms of that element there are. So say for example, you have a compound that has 2 carbon in it, so that means it has a subscript of 2. It'd be 12.01 times 2, which would give you 24.02 grams. And that's your mass of your carbon. So you're going to do that for each element that's in your compound. Next, you're going to add together, add like all of them together for the compound total mass. So if you have a compound that's made up of many different elements, you're going to add up the mass of all of them to get the total mass for your compound. Then you're going to find the percent of each element using the percent formula that we just went over. So here's an example for you. Calculate the percent composition of ethane. So here we have C2H6. So I have carbon and I have hydrogen. So first I'm going to look up what is the mass of carbon. So go to my periodic table and I figure out that it's 12.01. That is the amount of grams for 1 carbon. But I have 2 here. Like my subscript tells me that I have 2, so I multiply it by 2. And that would give me 24.02 grams of carbon. Next, I have hydrogen. So I would do mass of hydrogen. The mass of 1 hydrogen is 1.008 grams, and I know that by looking at my periodic table as well, and I multiply that by 6. 1.008 times 6 is going to give me 6.048 grams of hydrogen. Now I need to figure out the mass of my total compound. So C2H6. So I just have to add together my 2 masses that I just found. So 24.02 plus 6.048 is going to give me a total of 30.068 grams of C2H6. If you notice, I'm putting units on the end of everything. This is a science class, we have to put units on the end of every number. Alright, so now I need to find the percent composition for each element. So I'm going to do carbon first. So percent mass of carbon. So using the formula that I just went over, you're going to do 24.02 grams of carbon over our total mass times 100, which is going to give me 79.89% carbon. So this compound is made up of 79.89% carbon. What we should find now is that the rest of the compound is made up of hydrogen. So when we do it, let's make sure that our 2% add to 100 or really close to it. So now I'm doing percent mass of hydrogen. So my grams of hydrogen was 6.048 grams over 30.068 grams C2H6. So if I were to do 6.048 divided by 30.068, I get 20.11% hydrogen. So let's add our 2% together. So we add them together, we get 100%. So we know this is good. That's an easy way for you to check to make sure you did your percent composition correctly.